Hey guys, this is Retro here, back again with another single video let's play of a Sega Genesis game. In this case, James Pod 2 Codename Robocod. Now, this game was developed in 1991 by the Millennium Company. Basically, it's a simple side-scrolling game where the objective is to get from point A to point B, while collecting secrets and trying to rack up as much points as you possibly can, like most side-scrolling games. Okay, so pretty much the main character that you are controlling is obviously James Pond, which never really took off as a main character for the Sega franchise, unlike characters such as Sonic and Alex Kidd. But nevertheless, he's our protagonist for this game. So pretty much he has a number of powers, which are expected due to the fact that he's a robot. Kind of reminds me of Inspector Gadget, but not quite as complex. So pretty much there's a cheat code if you collect the items in their right phonetic order, but we're not going to do this for this Let's Play since we want to play this legitly and we don't want to cheat. So let's begin the first level, which is designed very cutesy like the rest of the game, and let's skillfully collect that star without exiting the level, which essentially cheats us out of a lot of extra points and for beginner players a lot of needed experience. So let's drop down here, and you always want to be on the lookout for special prizes, since in some cases they can restore your health, which will become fairly prudent later in the game, where you will need to pretty much store as much health as you possibly can, due to the fact that this game only has 3 lives, and, well, actually a few lives and a few continues, and then it's game over. So you pretty much have to start the entire game again. We're gonna avoid, when you're collecting items, you gotta make sure that you avoid these skull icons, which is pretty much reminiscent of the poisonous mushrooms in Super Mario, in the fact that they are disguised as legitimate items. So yeah, that's one thing you need to take in mind when playing this game. Also, be aware of your surroundings. In this case, if you go too fast on that snake, you'll get well, that wasn't really a good demonstration, but pretty much if you go too fast you'll get hit by that snake, but in that case we got hit anyway. Okay, so normally these item boxes will just really produce an enemy and basically provide you with a bit more experience, but sometimes, or in this case, they'll actually make you able to access some hidden items, like up here for example. Now basically, to complete any level you need to run into the few penguins which are scattered around the actual level. Normally they're easy to find since they're bunched up together, so that's not really a problem. It's more the problem of navigating through the level. So in that case, we're done with this section of the level, and typically there's about 2 or 3 sections to each level. And hold on. Okay, so for some reason my console decided to crash, but nevertheless I replayed up to the point where I was at before, but somehow ended up losing about 400 points, which is no biggie. Okay, so let's continue through this level. As I was saying, each level tends to consist of about 2 or 3 sections, and will obviously become longer and more difficult as the game progresses. Now, in case you're wondering, I'm going to be playing this game until I actually die. Well, when I say die, I mean come to a complete game over, which, believe me, won't take as long as it might seem. Seeing as this game has a bit of a varying difficulty curve. Shit. Alright. Now, yeah, that was a bit careless. I really should have avoided my obstacles better there. But one difficulty I find in this game is the interference of foreground objects with enemies, which more often than not lands you in danger when trying to actually attack the enemies. Come on. Right, one vital technique which you'll use throughout the game is dropping down on your enemies. Oh, well, that was executed poorly, but more often than not I can pull it off. Pretty much dropping down on your enemies from a certain height, which will basically give you an advantage, especially in higher sections of levels, which I will show you later when it's actually appropriate, unlike there. Come on. Yeah, see what I mean? The foreground tends to interfere with the wait, sorry, is it background? The background tends to, yeah, I don't know how to explain that, but I guess you can understand what I mean. Okay. Now, these platforms here are present in a number of levels and will require precise timing. This car here is essentially the first real challenge in the game, and the crisis is averted when the car practically destroys itself. Brilliant AI. Okay. Let's see if we can utilize the drop down method here. There we go. So yeah, that was a prime example of where dropping down on enemies is effective. But we're not going to worry about that blue enemy right now. We're going to focus on lowering this obstacle so that we can net ourselves some bonus points. Really, you don't have to kill all the enemies in the game, but it will contribute to your end score. So if you're one of those passive players who just wants to get through the level, you can, and there will be no penalties, essentially. Okay, so now we're going to finish the second part of the first level, which is kind of reminiscent for me, again, of a Super Mario reference, where levels are split up into stages. Or should I say worlds. Worlds are split up into stages. Oop, we just got affected by a background hazard there, caused by the generator in the background. I don't know if you saw it there, but I will put an annotation to it during the actual YouTube video. Okay, got to be really careful around here because of the low-hanging ceilings in relation to the bird enemies, which have always seemed to remind me of that scene from Alice in Wonderland. You know, where the Queen has certain she's represented by a suit of cards, and pretty much these birds remind me of that, just by the fact that they are represented by a suit of cards. Right, so yeah, basically you can have revenge on these little buggers in this section. Okay, looks like they had a bit of revenge on me there. Not to worry, just get back on the plane, and as you can see here, I'm kind of trying to speed things along since I don't want this video to be too long. Basically, we're going to find the penguins, which are down here. Wait, they should be down here, or maybe they're a bit further along in the level. Yes, down here. Okay, and let's reach the exit point. Alright, so here's a little well, it's not really a bonus stage since there's no challenge involved. Pretty much it's a chance to rack up extra points which will contribute to extra health. I think the developers put it there to prepare you for the next level, especially for beginner players. Scores are split up into basically mystery, which is basically discovering hidden items, energy, which is calculated based on how much lives and health you end up with at the end of the level. So it's basically like survival, and yeah, pretty much that's how scores are calculated in this game. So now we're on to level 2 with some more very memorable music which gets stuck in your head quite easily and becomes not to say annoying, but it's very catchy. You'll see what I mean in a few minutes time. Ooh, okay. I love that sound when James falls. It sounds so epic. Despite being so small, he generates such a massive earthquake. Okay. So you gotta be really careful with these jumps because they're fairly precise. And another thing about the jumps in this level is there's a lot of leap of faith style jumps, which basically come from trial and error. One such jump I'll be showing you in a second, if I can find it. Pretty much wait for this to get to the top and jump up here, where you can net some extra points, and ultimately this will lead you to a very precise platforming section where you must, yeah, pretty much jump between very small platforms, ultimately resulting in some very nice goodies. So yeah, as you see there, by our health and lives, we've actually fully redepleted our energy through collecting those bonus items. So it's always a good idea in this game to look out for any bonus items that you can find, since this will prove imperative to your success in this game. Okay. So another well, it's not completely clear, is that you can pass through here, and I think they did that by dulling out the actual blocks, but to me it's not very effective. They should have just left this area blank. So yeah, this train is not very hard to kill. Just get on from the top, don't let it ram you, don't let it corner you, and you should be fine. This obstacle, on the other hand, is a bit more challenging because you need to time your jump perfectly in correlation with the neck ability, but eventually you will make it. So now we're going to take that leap of faith again, which is actually to continue the level. but if we continue to the right of the screen. Now if we drop down here, ooh, okay, that wasn't meant to happen. You can continue down here and net some extra rewards, like these prizes down here, which are impossible to get if entered from the bottom, since you're blocked off by all these teddy bears. So that's an important note to make in this level, because it can, if you do go in a different direction, it can pretty much prevent you from getting extra prizes. The only problem is it's a bit of a bitch to get out of here, I must admit. Okay. Just have to utilize the neck ability and time it just right. Yep, so you land perfectly. And here's the exit of the level. Or should I say the section. So now we're in section 2 of level 2 with practically full health. Be careful around here. Those areas down there may seem to be safe, but more often than not they'll result in your death through spikes. Now I'm not 100% sure which pitfalls have spikes and which are safe, so in general as a rule, I tend to just avoid them altogether. So at the sacrifice of a bit of extra points, you can essentially curb a lot of frustrations which you might incur as a result of going down there, which is ultimately a good thing. It will outweigh the pros will outweigh the cons. Alright, always look out for those coins, they're always worth a lot of points. Ooh, okay. That hour globe was worth about as much as that coin, so that was a worthy endeavor. Ooh. Oh wow, that was really close there. Alright, looks like we've died. Okay. So we've almost completely restored our progress. Hurry up. You can skip through the video, this part if you want to. I'll provide a note in the actual video of where to skip to, since I know a lot of people really don't like watching people mess up and then do the exact same thing they did again. I hate these blue guys. But we ended up exiting the level fairly unscathed. Alright, now this is one of the levels, sections of a level where I have the most trouble. And you'll see why very soon. And no, it's not those shit. Right there. Basically we just got attacked by I don't really know what else to call them but bullet bills. But they're very timed. They're pretty much everywhere, so you need to be on constant lookout for projectiles, which is a constant problem in this level, but adds for some legitimate challenge. Just gotta time it. Not seen there, but unfortunately you can outrun the bullets fairly easily, and you can destroy them by jumping on them. Okay. Well, it looks like I'm probably gonna end up dying on this level if I'm not lucky. Alright, let's... Friggin' hell. Alright, the pretty much the display that I'm seeing right now is contributing to my failure, since the frame rate isn't 100% smooth. But yeah, it tends to get very frustrating. This is one of the few levels in the game where I actually find myself legitimately frustrated. But with a bit of perseverance, we've reached a milestone towards the end of this level. Alright guys, I got a game over screen there, so I'm going to end the session here. If you want to see me play more of this game, then feel free to ask. But basically, I hope I gave you a good feel of what this game's about. Just let's see the end sequence here. So yeah, pretty much Robocod has become penguin food, which is an unfortunate demise. Alright, so yes, thanks for watching guys, stay tuned for more videos, and thanks for watching, bye.